Hi, this is Kelly. Today is Sunday, August 10th, and as of today, my weight is 233.2, and I've lost 1.8 pounds since last Sunday, and a total of 77.8 pounds. So it was a good week this week. One thing I thought I'd mention again is in a long-term weight loss journey, like I'm on, you need to do what you can to make it easier for you to stay on track. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm not much of a cook. I don't enjoy cooking. And I've had depression almost all my life. So, some days the effort of making a healthy meal seems like a lot of trouble, more than it really is, to be honest. So, I always have on hand the ingredients for a really simple meal, because otherwise it's going to be really hard to resist the temptation to pick up the phone and order a delivery that's going to be high in fat, more than likely. What kinds of things? It's the simpler and easier you can make it for yourself, the better. I'm not interested in gourmet meals because it's rare that I really feel up to fussing that much to create something. I need very simple menus, and that's what works for me. And chili, a can of beans, a can of tomatoes, a small can of mushrooms, and then either some pea protein or a can of lentils. That was some seasoning, and there I got chili. That's the kind of level of things I'm talking about. You need to find something that's easy for you to have on hand as your emergency meal for when you're just too tired or stressed or whatever to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So I have a handful of things that I know I can count on that I can get myself to make. And if that means I end up eating chili 3 times a week and, soup 4 times a week, fine. That's what works for me. I've been at this, as of last weekend, I didn't mention it then, I don't think. As of last weekend, I've been at this for 18 months. And I'm not sure, but I think I'm almost certain this is the longest I've ever stuck to a weight loss effort. And that's a big part of how I was able to do it, is making it as easy for myself to stay on track as I could. You don't need to white knuckle it. Obviously, another easy way was to get rid of any junk food out of my apartment. But I live alone, so that's not a problem. I don't know how I would have managed it if I were living with someone else who was determined to stick to a sad diet. Maybe if I just tell them, hey, eat your junk food out of the house, whatever you gotta do, you gotta do. But I do eat a lot of soup. I eat a lot of chili. I eat some salads even from time to time. I keep it simple. I don't like to bother with tofu, not just because I can't stand the taste, but and the texture, but I have to mess with it too much before it's even edible. But I love soy curls, You know, those, I just soak them for a few minutes and then they're good. And I use them in soups a lot. And then there's jackfruit. I open a can of that, drain it, rinse it, squeeze it out, then soak it in some barbecue sauce and stick it in the air fryer. And it tastes really good. You can, if you have some simple menus that you can, tweak so they're healthier, start with them. Or just, keep searching around the internet for some simple menus. The trouble is with cooking books is most of them, they feel obligated to be, sort of gourmet to justify the expense. And that's not what I need. I need simple, as in just barely above boiling water simple. But I have found different things on the internet to give me an idea, people's blogs or YouTube videos. And sometimes they'll have something that I don't think I want to do it exactly that way, but it'll give me an idea of how to tweak it to make it work for me. And that's what you should do too. Find ways to make it easier on yourself. If nothing else, keep a bunch of frozen fruit on hand for a snack. It works, or it has for me, and I hope it will for you. Bye.